Kcal News Mornings.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, February 18th. I'm Rachel Kemp.
And I'm Sheba Turk. Welcome to Kcal News at 9 a.m. and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. Let's start off with a look at your weather. Meteorologist Alyssa Carlson watching that for us.
You know, I'm happy to bring you this forecast this morning because it does not have rain.
Thank
for our
Finally.
weekend plans.
Yes.
Finally, nice weather. So get outdoors and enjoy it. Of course, we have the Black History Parade, or Black History Month Parade. That's going on today. And notice the winds are going to be light for that. No issues there. It is cold, though, so bundle up. 37 degrees, one of the colder spots there out into Pomona. 51 in Corona, 42 now in Laguna. So it's still chilly at the beach, too. And we're close to 60 now at LAX. Mix of sun and clouds today. We'll see a bit more sunshine Sunday. And as we take you hour by hour, 61 degrees at 10. By 2 o'clock, we will still be into the mid to upper 60s. We're going to talk much more about that and a storm on the way in your next weather forecast.
Alyssa, thank you. Our top story this morning. Many of the Jewish faith in the Pico-Robertson district are concerned about their safety.
It comes after two hate crimes unfolded in their community and just days apart. Federal prosecutors charged 28-year-old Jamie Tran with two federal hate crimes. They say he was motivated by anti-Semitism when he shot two different Jewish men during religious services at two separate synagogues. Those of the Jewish faith say they feel both a sense of relief that he's off the streets and charged, but they're also on edge because their sense of safety in the community was taken from them. One rabbi we spoke with says the way to fight back from the hate is by standing proud in their religion.
The reality is, if we stop our routine, we stop our day-to-day, then we're giving in to the hate and the evil. If we close our synagogues, if we hide our kippas, if we try to disguise who we are, then what are we doing? We're really giving in to this age-old anti-Semitism.
Well, with safety at the forefront, the security nonprofit Magnum AM is helping patrol neighborhoods. LAPD says it will have a large presence this weekend with officers on the ground and on horseback.
Police are searching for a group of suspects who led police on a chase from San Diego to here in L.A. The San Diego County Sheriff's Department says the suspects stole an entire safe full of guns in Poway around 8 o'clock last night. No one was home during the burglary. The driver of the car reached over 100 miles per hour several times. Once they exited the 105 freeway in Watts, a total of 4 people jumped out of the car. One man was detained while the others got away.
An arrest has been made in Riverside after a deadly road rage shooting. Juan Escobedo was taken into custody Thursday. Police say he opened fire on another driver in Riverside 2 weeks ago. The bullet narrowly missed the victim's 3-month-old child who was seated in the car. It did strike the 25-year-old driver who died 1 week later. Escobedo is charged with murder and attempted murder.
Living in tents from that earthquake that struck Turkey and Syria 12 days ago, but miraculous rescues continue from the rubble. 3 more people were pulled from the wreckage alive in southern Turkey today. This man in his 40s had been trapped in darkness for almost 300 hours. He was carried quickly to an ambulance and rushed to the hospital. The 7.8 magnitude quake has now killed more than 45,000 people in Turkey and Syria.
5 former Memphis Police Department officers charged with murdering Tyree Nichols have pleaded not guilty to multiple charges. The Nichols family was in the courtroom to see the officers face to face. And today, the community of Memphis is honoring Nichols, dedicating a large mural in his honor and the words "Justice for Tyree." It was a tense scene in the courtroom, though, as each of the accused officers answered not guilty to the judge's question about their plea. Nichols died in January, 3 days after he was beaten by the officers in a violent arrest that was captured on video. The NAACP and state leaders are calling for a federal investigation into the Memphis Police Department. Nichols' mother's grief, of course, hits closer to home.
They didn't even have the courage to look at me in my face after what they did to my son.
All the former officers who have all been fired face 15 to 60 years in prison if convicted on second-degree murder charges. They'll be back in court in May.
LA City Council introduced a new motion on police reform. The motion proposes for the department to immediately discipline or even fire an employee. Council members Tim McCosker and Hugo Soto Martinez want to give the police chief the ability to fire an officer without having to go through a Board of Rights panel. They want to get rid of the panel because a review shows it's common for the panel to reject the chief's recommendation. Voters approved the all-civilian panel in 2017. The measure also gives the city the power to repeal it after 2 years. Now, council members are asking the city attorney to draft an ordinance to repeal it. It is Black History Month, and one of the nation's oldest and best Black History parades gets underway in Pasadena this morning.
Yeah, this is the 41st year, and our own Jim Hill will be the Grand Marshal. Kcal News reporter Tina Ezedy is live where they're getting ready for the parade and the festival. Hi, Tina. Oh, you got some action behind you now.
I do, Sheba and Rachel. I've been waiting for this. Okay, I have a beautiful treat here to show you. These girls are from the dance team out here at Pasadena High School. They are rocking it. They're really talented. Here they go. You're watching them as they're warming up and practicing, getting ready for their performance out here, as you mentioned, at the 41st Annual Black History Parade and Festival. Some good grooves going on out here. Just want you guys to kind of, yeah. They're really talented. I love their moves. They've got great energy. And you know what I love about this also is that they're excited to perform because, get it, girls, I love it, because they have been unable to for the last 2 years, along with everybody else here, taking part in this parade because of the pandemic. It's been canceled. The last parade was in 2020. So they're excited and they're out here warming up. This is proven to be a good show. They're going to have 3 sets, 3 different songs that these girls have long been practicing for. You can see them getting it on right now, and I just love this. I had a chance to catch up with them a few minutes ago to ask them about this because I didn't want to interrupt as they were practicing, but here you can hear just how excited they are for their performance today.
I'm excited. It's my last year also, so I like Pasadena High School, so I'm gonna give it my all.
I'm excited to dance with these amazing people that have become my family, so yeah.
So yeah, they're all excited, and they should be, because this is the 41st Annual Black History Parade and Festival. It's going to kick off at 10 o'clock in the morning, about an hour from now, and goes until about 4 o'clock. These girls here that you just saw are part of some 80 parade entries that are going to highlight this year's theme, which is basically celebrating our excellence, the legacy of Councilmember John J. Kennedy. And as we've also mentioned, our very own Jim Hill, sports anchor and director, is going to be the Grand Marshal out here as well. So it should be a really good time. A lot of people expected. The girls are pumped, and the people out here setting up are just equally excited as well. So they are expecting some good crowds. So let me also point out here that there are some street closures as well. So I want to show you what some of those are. If you want to take a look at your screen, just heed the advice out here if you're planning on passing through the Pasadena area. You can see on your screen a list of the street closures in addition to the time frames in which those particular streets are supposed to be closed. But if you just wanted to heed some caution from about 10 in the morning until 4 o'clock, it's probably a word of the wise. Okay, so as we come back out here live, I do want to also point out they're not messing around out here. The Pasadena Police Department is urging that if you plan on due parking out here, they're putting up some tow-away signs, folks, so take it seriously. There's going to be some good crowds out here. We're excited. Aren't those girls just amazing? I'm excited and happy for them, too. Bringing back some memories of my days in high school.
Uh-oh,
Rachel
Tina.
and Sheba, back over to you.
You might need to jump in there with them. They look amazing.
Yeah, they were great. I was waiting for Tina to join in.
I was too. Tina, I feel like you have it in your spirit. I can see it.
Oh, you're very sweet. Actually, yes, shout out to my alma mater, Mayfair High School in Lakewood,
right.
California. Out here, I was part of the team. Yep.
We knew it.
Go Mayfair. Thank you so much, Tina. Time right now, 9:08 on your Saturday morning. Kcal News at 9 a.m. is just getting started. Some SoCal gas customers are without heat this morning. We'll have an update straight ahead.
And could right now be the right time to buy a home? Next, Joy Benedict tells us how much it could pay to search outside of your zip code. Well, it is chilly this morning, and some SoCal gas customers are without heat. The utility says a natural gas outage started Friday afternoon after some routine maintenance work on a pipeline.
Affected areas include Yucaipa, Cali Mesa, Cherry Valley, and Beaumont. SoCal Gas says restoring service is a multi-step process that involves technicians visiting many homes. There's no timeline on when the heat will be back on.
And Southland drivers are not happy now that gas prices are going back up.
No, they are not. LA County is topping the board with an average price of $4.80 a gallon. Ventura County just below that at $4.79. Orange County up to $4.76. And drivers in the IE are paying $4.69. Well, prices have been climbing for more than 2 weeks, but are slightly below where they were 1 year ago. GasBuddy.com says that you shouldn't expect prices to drop below $4 again until the fall. As you can imagine, drivers are frustrated.
Going up and going up. It's way too expensive. Everybody in California uses their car for everything. and it's getting ridiculous.
One reason for the spike, California refineries are switching from the winter blend to the more expensive summer blend. A recent study predicts soaring energy costs may force more than 140 million people into extreme poverty globally. The journal Nature Energy, published yesterday, says researchers looked at the impacts of increased energy prices in 116 countries, including the U.S. They found, on average, household spending increased nearly 5% since Russia's war in Ukraine started. The report says poor households in low-income countries are at greater risk of poverty. Those in higher income countries were more likely to pay the extra energy costs. Many countries have provided subsidies, discounts, and price caps to cope with the higher costs.
Interest rates may be high, but experts say if you can't afford to buy a home, now is the time. Kcal News reporter Joy Benedict hit the open houses, and as she found it may pay to search outside of your neighborhood.
For sale signs make it clear. The real estate market in Southern California is built to thrive. But if you are new to buy, what you can afford may have more to do with the zip code.
What makes this really nice is the location. I mean, it's a great location.
John Marino has a new listing in the heart of L.A., Melrose Village, a one-bedroom, one-bath for under $500,000.
You're right in the heart of everything that L.A. is about.
But in the Valley, that same $500,000 comes with more bedrooms, more square footage, and sometimes more elbow grease.
Well, I'm 68. I'm not going to be ripping floors out and putting new tile down. I mean, I don't want to.
Scott Young and his wife are empty nesters, now retired, forever renters looking to buy for the first time.
So now we're in the market. We started looking at condos, and it's awful.
It's expensive.
It's incredibly expensive. I don't know how people do it.
But his $500,000 condo money is a two-bedroom townhome further up the coast in Port Hueneme. And look at this listing in Riverside, a two-bedroom, two-bathroom home listed at $483,000, and almost twice the square footage of that condo in Melrose Village.
Every neighborhood is going to be unique in their values and their pricing. And literally, depending on the city that you're in, the block that you're on, the prices can change from street to street.
Marino says the best advice is to pick your budget first, then your needs.
Once you have your budget set, then we can fill in what size of home and what kind of neighborhood you're going to be able to invest in.
For those who can afford closer to $750,000, your options grow with your budget. This three-bedroom condo in Sherman Oaks lists for $759,000. In Santa Ana, we found this three-bedroom home. And take a look at this gym in Ontario. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, more than 2,500 square feet. The listing price, $750,000.
My wife has a thing. She says, the boys can move away from us. We can't move away from the boys.
Which makes San Bernardino County too far for the Youngs. But Marino says despite the increase in interest rates, if you can afford to buy, do so now.
Buy the home now. Invest in your future. If the rates do come back down again, refinance.
For even though the prices change and interest rates flutter, real estate in Southern California is always a good investment. Joy Benedict, Kcal News.
And if you can afford to go out and buy a home, maybe today is a good day to go out and look for some homes, right?
There you go. You want good weather as you jump from house to house with those open houses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's check in with meteorologist Alyssa Carlson. Alyssa, a little bit of sunshine hopefully today.
Yes, more sunshine than what we have seen, and temperatures are going to respond quite nicely. Now, Tino still look pretty cold out there this morning at the Black History Parade. So as we head throughout the day, we'll be watching for temperatures here eventually this afternoon into the 60s. Under the sunlight, it should be pretty nice in Pasadena, around 66 degrees. Meanwhile, we're still looking at clouds moving on through. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds today. Into our Sunday and Monday, a bit more sunshine as that area of low pressure will be out of here. That is bringing in the clouds. But we expect dry weather at least. Saturday, 69 degrees, and then Sunday, 70, and then lower 70s for President's Day on Monday. Let's fast forward then into Tuesday and Wednesday. That'll be our transition day. And we'll be watching as the system will work on in and as this area of low pressure dives on down that jet stream all the way down here into the Baja Peninsula, bring us some very cold weather, and that will mean lowering snow levels Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday, where several inches of snow could be possible. And there you see it, Fraser Park, upwards then maybe of 4 to 5 inches of snow. Wednesday into Thursday, Big Bear, 10 inches of snow, and even in the foothills, some areas where we normally don't see snow could see some snow flurries. The other computer model that we like to use is called the Euro, and that one too looking pretty wet, and so we'll be watching then for a chance of rain and snow by the end of next week. Enjoy this weekend. Looks to be gorgeous. Temperatures around 70. Aside from some clouds today, it should be okay. 69 degrees, 71 tomorrow, 72 in the basin then on Monday. In the valley today, 68, 71 tomorrow, lower 70s on Monday, windy on Tuesday, and wet Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Out into the IE, we will be around 67 today and 70 on Sunday. Rachel, Sheba.
All right, thanks, Alyssa. It is 9:18 now. There's still much more ahead on Kcal News at 9 a.m.
Our local Boys and Girls Club is on a mission to spread kindness. They join us in studio to tell us all about it. Straight ahead. And a live look over Malibu this morning. The beach would be a great place to be on this beautiful Saturday morning. Thank you so much for joining us. A message that we can all get behind is the importance of spreading kindness. Our local Boys and Girls Clubs of West San Gabriel Valley and the East Side launched their Kindness is Free Challenge this week. The challenge is to get 23,000 LAUSD students, 23,000 Angelenos, and 23 businesses to pledge support for the challenge by December of this year. And to explain what this all means, Chief Kindness Officer Josue Arias and 9-year-old Victoria Perez. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Let's start with you, Josue. Okay, so what does it mean to pledge kindness?
Well, our kindness program started back in 2020 when our kindness visionary Lori Milgard and our club CEO J.R. Zubak were having a conversation around all the heaviness that was going on in 2020. And what came out of that conversation was, what this world really needs is more kindness. And that's how the Kindness is Free program started. And since then, we developed a kindness curriculum for our kids, and we're teaching them the importance of being kind. And we're also doing acts of service in the community. And at the heart of our program, we have a kindness pledge. And the goal is, like you said, pledging students and community members and businesses to be kind, because we think that would make a big difference in our world.
Yeah, we're looking at some pictures here. Great people out there doing their part. And Victoria, you're just 9 years old and you pledged your support yesterday. And yesterday was a Random Act of Kindness Day. Did you do something as an act of kindness?
I did. I went to go help like my friends if they needed help with anything. I went to go help with them, and yeah.
It's just little things, right?
Yeah, it's just little things that matter.
Yeah, give me a little bit more specifics. How did you help your friend?
Like one of my friends needed help with like her homework, let's just say.
Okay.
And she needed help, and I just was there to help her, and she understood it through like when I was explaining everything.
And it paid off. There you go, right? You're such a good friend, and that was indeed very kind. And Josue, to get people to join the campaign, you guys are actually going on tour right now.
Yes, we have these amazing kindness pop-ups, and so we take a kindness van and we show up to a business or school, and we post up, and we get people excited about being kind to one another, and we have a kindness pledge that we do, and once they take the pledge, they're officially part of our kindness movement.
And you talked about that earlier, and I'm excited to ask you, can you recite that pledge to us?
We actually would love to pledge you if you would want to do it.
Let's do it.
So,
all right.
I'm on board.
We'll pledge you today.
Are you ready to take the kindness pledge?
Yes, I am.
All right, put your right hand up and repeat after me. I pledge to show respect to others.
I pledge to show respect to others.
I pledge to treat everyone equally.
I pledge to treat everyone equally.
I pledge to be considerate.
I pledge to be considerate.
You are now part of the kindness movement.
Yay! I love it. That wasn't too hard.
Nope.
No,
you know, those are
simple.
little things that we all can do, right?
Yeah.
And I'm honored. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Such great tips, you know, great information and a message to get out there. You know, we don't need a day to be kind. We can be kind every day, right, guys?
Absolutely.
And doing small things like Victoria helping her friend with her homework. It doesn't take a lot. Yeah.
It's real simple. And if people want to know more, they can visit our website at kindnessisfree.org. And we have a kindness hotline. It's 1-866-7-BE-KIND.
All right, look for your pop-ups and all you guys doing great things out there. Josue, Victoria, thank you guys so much. And thank you for being kind.
Thank you.
All right, and you can find more information about what you saw on our website, kcalnews.com. All right, and so that brings us to our question of the day. What's one of the nicest things someone has done for you? Just send us your answers at Kcal News on Twitter and on our Kcal News Facebook page. And we'll be right back after the break.
This is Kcal News Mornings.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, February 18th. I'm Rachel Kim.
And I'm Sheba Turk. Thank you for joining us for Kcal News at 9 a.m. and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. And this morning, you just took the kindness pledge.
I love it. I am so honored. I got a card on top of it.
Oh.
The kindness pledge in honor of random acts of kindness. We just had our guest.
So sweet. You know why that's so important? I think little acts of kindness make you feel so special. They can improve your day. Think about when someone does something mean to you. It can ruin your whole day, right?
Exactly.
Like, we all have an impact on how we feel about the world and life.
And remember, it doesn't cost a thing.
It doesn't cost
Absolutely
a thing.
free to make someone feel so good, right? All right. Well, speaking of kind, you know who's kind? Meteorologist Alyssa Carlson is very kind.
With that beautiful smile.
Aw, thanks, you guys. That is very kind of you to say that. And yes, temperatures this morning on the chilly side. When you go outside, you may be gritting your teeth. It's looking here at 50 degrees in Burbank, 56 downtown, 59 over at LAX. We're finally up to 47 in Laguna, but it's still cold outside. We're watching as clouds are moving on through. We will have a mix of sun and clouds today. And then as we head into the forecast, continuing to watch for a bit more sunshine for our Sunday. So as we take a look at highs around the area, we'll be into the upper 60s, close to 70 this afternoon for the basins, the valleys, the beaches only in the mid 60s, and out into the IE, lower 60s. So we're going to talk about a warm up and then a winter storm in your next weather forecast.
Okay, Alyssa, thank you so much. Investigators are still trying to figure out what was stolen from a marijuana dispensary in Northridge.
Yeah, take a look at the security video of the break-in on Krebs and Parthenia. Police say a group of thieves drove a car through the front gate of the dispensary just after 3 in the morning on Friday. Multiple suspects took items from the warehouse before taking off in a car. Some parents in Culver City are pushing back against the school district.
An honors English class was eliminated because of a racial equity initiative. According to the Wall Street Journal, the honors courses were removed because they didn't enroll enough Black and Latino students. They were instead replaced with regular classes. The district says that decision ensures all students receive equal instruction, but some parents say the move actually takes away opportunities for students with diverse backgrounds.
And they're revving up to start the 41st annual Black History Parade over in Pasadena.
Lots of fun. Now, last time we checked in, it was really, really busy out there. So let's go back live to Tina Ezzedine, who's been getting down with the dancers and having a whole lot of fun. Good morning, Tina.
Yeah, I kind of have been a little off camera, but it's you can't help it. These girls are just got so much energy, so they stopped practicing here behind me. But you might be able to hear from the microphone some beats going on here as they're starting to test the microphone and getting ready for a good parade route that's expected to kick off here about 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'll step aside now. You don't have to watch my crazy dance moves, but I'll show you some of the street closures out here. This is a live report coming to you from Hammond Street and Fair Oaks Avenue near the fire station. For the folks out here familiar, you can see some people already across the street claiming their space, sitting down a little bit early and want to make sure they get a good spot here for the parade. And that is because this parade has not taken place for the last 2 years due to the pandemic. So certainly expecting some good crowds. I do want to show you a little bit of video of what it looked like 2 years ago, which was the last time, and what you might be able to expect this year. Some 80 parade entries. Going to highlight this year's theme, which is celebrating our excellence, the legacy of Council Councilmember John J. Kennedy. And the parade is going to begin at Fair Oaks Avenue and Mountain View, and it ends at Robinson Park, where the festival takes place, from noon until 4 o'clock. As I mentioned previously as well, our own Jim Hill, sports anchor and director, he is going to be one of the grand marshals out here. So a lot of people looking forward to seeing him, as well as some youth grand marshals from Pasadena High School, as well as John Muir High School. So folks getting ready out here as well. But as you mentioned, some delightful young dancers from the dance team at Pasadena High School, they're out here practicing, and they are going to put on a performance. These girls are super cute. If you caught our last live report just about 25 minutes ago, you saw them shimmying and doing their thing. They've been practicing. They've got about 3 song sets that they're going to be out here performing. And when I was speaking to the girls, they couldn't help but point out just how excited they are, a little bit of nerves, because as I mentioned, it's been 2 years since they've gotten a chance to perform. Tell me how you guys are feeling to be back and be a part of it.
I'm very excited. It's my first year in Orchesis, so I'm very happy to be here. Yeah.
Been practicing for a little bit?
Yes, for quite some time, yeah, I'd say.
Ready for the crowds? Get some dance moves on?
Yes, it's a bit nerve-wracking though, but I'm very excited. I'm excited to dance with these amazing people that have become my family, so yeah.
Yeah, so while they're excited and most everybody out here on the sidewalk, what might not be so exciting, are navigating the street closures. Take a look at your screen, folks, if you're interested in coming on out here. Just see some wording about some street closures that are taking place. Fair Oaks Avenue, Hammond Street, some of the more popular intersections. You can also see on your screen next to the individual street closures the time frame in which some of those streets will be closed. But if you just want to err on the side of caution, just be extra careful between 10 in the morning and 4 o'clock this afternoon. Also coming back out live, you might be able to hear on the microphone beautiful voices as they continue to sing and test the microphone here behind me. Definitely excited for the return of the Black History Parade, 41st annual. And I also want to point out again, if you didn't catch our previous trivia, it is not only the longest, but it is also the largest parade and festival in Southern California. So kicking off at 10 a.m. Come on out, everybody. Weather's going to be nice for it. Back to you, Rachel and Sheba in the studio.
Thanks for that preview. Those dancers are amazing, Tina.
They are. I'm excited.
We are too. All right, guys, it is 9:34 now, and we have more coming up on Kcal News at 9.
I want the Betty White, Cecily Tyson type of career. I want them to love me till the end, and I want to work until I can't work no more.
Our Jamie Yuccas sits down with the original bad girl of comedy. That's still ahead on this morning's Java with Jamie. We'll be right back.
She is the original bad girl of comedy. Lunel is all over the airwaves, appearing in more than 20 movies and dozens of TV shows, stand-up specials, and even started her own YouTube channel during quarantine.
She's very busy. Kcal News anchor Jamie Yuccas caught up with a comedian. Here's Java with Jamie.
Hey, you know, Auntie, I was thinking about putting out a comedy record. Comedy?
Lunel is small, sassy, and never stops.
Okay. We got you set up.
Great.
All right, so you'll be there.
After appearing in movies like Borat, Coming to America 2, The Rock, and Think Like a Man,
say hello to Lunel.
On top of her TV appearances, comedy shows, and YouTube channel hits.
Blah, blah, blah.
They're going to bring us out some coffee.
We finally got her to sit down at the flavor table.
Damn it, I told him not to bring these biscuits out here, but anyway.
A Creole kitchen in Inglewood.
Welcome to Java with Jamie.
Thank you.
Thank you for sitting down with me. Why did you pick here at the flavor table?
I fell in love with it because of the family atmosphere and the great food. And the fact that it's only like 7 minutes from my house.
Thank you.
After ordering up plates bigger than our heads,
take a picture of that food, baby.
Lunel explained why everything she does is larger than life.
I'm a little over the top. I sort of look like a Muppet sometimes.
Do you like being over the top?
I do.
Is that part of being you?
It is. I got into theater early. Theatrics, big. big lashes, big makeup. But for me, you know, go big or go home.
Razzle dazzle hasn't always come easy. Lunel's father was killed before she was born. A sister also murdered. The youngest of 8 kids, the woman who helped people laugh during quarantine, has never been far from the seriousness of life.
I was at my mother's funeral. Everybody thought I was crying, but I was cracking up because her friend wanted to sing at their funeral. I agreed to let her do that. Did not know she wanted to sing 5 stanzas, and she also could not sing. So it was miserably hilarious.
Isn't that what comedians do? They take a sad situation and turn it into something else?
Yes, we do.
This is the original bad girl of comedy. Give it up for my homegirl.
This bad girl of comedy says the secret to her success is making men laugh.
Is there still a stigma when it comes to female comedians?
Yes, of course. The first stigma is they think you're not going to be funny. That's first.
Still?
Still. You really have to prove yourself, and you have to be guy funny, what I call guy funny.
What is that?
Guy funny for me is like funny to the guys, too. Funny enough to where guys will come see you without their girlfriend. I didn't come here to trade recipes, you.
In her 30 years on the comedy circuit, Lunel has never strayed from telling it how it is.
I wouldn't say I'm cured.
What aren't you cured from?
I'm not cured from, like, calling things out when they're wrong. I don't even have a lot of tact. That's where my management team comes in, and my publicists and people, my fixers. Arnold got 2 segments. Am I getting ready to go? Hell no, I'm not going nowhere.
Lunel just restarted her residency at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club in Las Vegas after it was shut down during COVID.
Like, I don't have a style of humor. This is me. This is me here at the flavor table. This is me at the White House. This is me.
Do you think that's why you've gotten so much work over the years, though, is that you've just remained true to who you are?
Yes, I do feel that way. Because a lot of people tell me it's quite refreshing.
Her fans are called lunatics, and some thought she was crazy when she became a plus-size brand ambassador for Rihanna's lingerie line at 60 years old.
I would not have done lingerie at my girth and my age were it not for the fact that this was one of the biggest entertainers in the world. And I was proud to represent her brand and glad that she had something my size. Now, if the embellishment of the garment is on the behind, then your duty as an ambassador is to show the embellishment. But I didn't go crazy, and my pictures were sophisticated and delicious.
Lunel likes attention and has never run from the struggle.
What kind of story do you have to tell if you don't have the struggle? Oh my God, I was born, and then my daddy was really rich, and I wanted to do comedy, and he bought me a comedy club, and now I do it. You know, the struggle is...
You meet those people. You do meet those people.
There are those people. Well, what kind of story is that, and who wants to hear it?
And while she has found commercial success, Lunel says there is one thing left to do.
I want the Betty White, Cecily Tyson type of career. I want them to love me till the end, and I want to work until I can't work no more.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. I don't want to take over late night television.
Well, if anybody's out there listening.
Yeah, you can put me on a streaming service, but let's go with the late night show because I'm an automatic win-win.
You can catch Lunel touring across the country. Her closest shows to Southern California are being held at the Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club in Las Vegas this month and again in March. If you can't make those, check out her social media pages where she's always bringing tons of laughs. Jamie Yuccas, Kcal News.
Oh my gosh,
she had
what a
us
fun.
laughing this morning when she licked that cheese off of her hand. What a character. But you know my favorite thing she said is that that makes your story more interesting, all the hard things you go through, right?
Yep, the struggle.
Yeah, God's just making sure your book's not boring.
I like that. And show off the embellishments on.
Always.
Yes.
Always show the embellishments.
Time right now is 9:43. Ahead on Kcal News at 9 a.m.
He's a great hiking buddy and a well-behaved lunch date will make our pet of the weekend coming up. All right, we're taking a look at Hollywood Hills this morning. Looking pretty outside, but as you can see, a little bit hazy. And just a warning, you do need a jacket. It is cold outside. All right, guys, it's time for my favorite time of the weekend to meet our pet of the weekend.
Yes, this is Rainbow. She is a year old and loves adventure. Yeah, isn't she adorable? Rainbow is an excellent hiking buddy and a well-behaved lunch date. She adores human
She
affection.
flips the bowl over.
And she flops around on her back just begging for another tummy rub. Now, the only thing she likes more than attention is toys. She even throws them to herself, a self-fetching expert. Now, Rainbow also knows how to walk nicely on a leash, meet other dogs, and know some of her basic commands. So if you want to make Rainbow a part of your family, why not contact Pasadena Humane?
Oh my good, look at the amount of energy. She has flipped the water bowl, rolled over for a tummy rub, and I love that she throws it to herself and fetches it. That is an independent woman. Destiny's Child told us about this a long time ago.
You must, of course, reference Destiny's Child. You bet.
Of course, obviously, always. All right, let's talk about that weather in case Rainbow is going for a hike today or hanging out outside.
She's ready, right?
She looks
Definitely
always ready.
Yes. Well, we have nice weather on the way for the weekend. And I made this next map just for you guys because spring is 30 days away. Yes, that is, if you're tired of this weather, guess what? We will, of course, be in the last month of winter now. And St. Patrick's Day, 27 days away. Spring, then 30, and Easter, 50 days away. So we're getting closer here to the end of winter. Who's counting, right? We're at 56 degrees, though, downtown. A chilly start this morning, and our winds are calm. And as we continue throughout the day, we're going to eventually make it up to about 70 this afternoon. Maybe you're heading out to the Black History Parade. Our Tina Ezedin was bundled up out there this morning. 55 degrees at 10 a.m. in Pasadena. At noon, 67, and at 4 o'clock, 66 when that parade ends. Should be a pleasant day under the sun for that, so enjoy, but still have that jacket handy. And when will we see the warmth? When will we see the cold temperatures? Well, we're going to be nice the next 3, and then as we head into Tuesday, that's our transition day, and by Wednesday and Thursday, only in the 50s. So it's going to be much, much colder by Thursday and into Friday of next week. We have the weak offshore winds today. Those will keep temperatures up here near 70. Windy weather returning to the mountains and the valleys then Tuesday, and then our next storm system arriving Wednesday. So this weekend, even though we will see some passing clouds, I'm not expecting to see any rain out of those clouds. We'll continue to be dry here. And then as we head into Sunday, a little bit more of the same, more sunshine on the way. Sunday looks to be the nicer day of the two here. Monday, though, also equally as pleasant as Sunday, I guess, with highs into the lower 70s. Now, as we head into next week, our ridge retreats back out into the Pacific. Here comes our large trough, and that'll bring in some very cold air, some cold Canadian air, and up and down the west coast, temperatures below average with winter weather on the way. And that does mean in the form of snow for our mountain passes. So temperatures dropping into the mid 50s, very low snow levels. We'll be watching the Grapevine, even the foothills could see a little bit of a light dusting of snow. And as we look at the futurecast models for Wednesday, we're going to dive on in here and notice how we will not only see the heavy snow up into the central Sierra, but it extends through the Grapevine out then near Big Bear. We'll be looking for snow. The passes could be impacted here for I-5 northbound through the Grapevine, and then out even near Big Bear looking for some very heavy snow. Chains will probably be required Thursday into Friday especially, and then Saturday the system is out of here. So get ready for at least 1/4 of an inch of rain on the way by the end of next week, probably higher amounts in many areas as we still continue to fine tune this as the storm gets closer. But next 3 days looking good. 68 today, 71 tomorrow, 72 on Monday, and then out into the valleys we will be into the upper 60s, lower 70s, and a little windier by Tuesday. So nice weekend, everyone.
All right, we'll take the little bit of sunshine we can get.
Definitely.
Alyssa, thank you so much, and we will be right back with a check on our top stories.
That's right, you're watching Kcal News at 9 a.m. Stick with us.
It's me, Mario.
Hey, Super Nintendo World is now open at Universal Studios. I'm so excited.
You're excited?
I feel like I'm 5 years old.
Okay, so it is the first park of its kind built outside of Japan. It's also Universal Studios' first major expansion since the Wizarding World of Harry Potter opened 7 years ago. There's a gigantic green pipe tunnel at the entrance of the park that's similar to the one Mario travels through in the video game. There's a Mario Kart attraction, and you can walk through the Mushroom Kingdom.
Super Mario is a video game that I grew up with since I was a kid, and to experience this in real life is an amazing experience to play the role as Mario in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Oh, he's into it. One of the main attractions is the ride called Mario Kart Browser's Challenge. It uses first-of-its-kind technology where players interact with characters using augmented reality while trying to defeat Team Bowser in an epic race. Universal Studios Orlando is expected to get its own version of Super Nintendo World in the coming years.
I can't wait to go.
You are so excited.
I am.
Yes. You'll have to tell me about it when you go.
I will. I will.
Take lots of pictures. Okay, so it's time for a look at some of the fun events happening around town.
Yeah, how about a movie on a rooftop? Okay. Sounds good to me. The Rooftop Cinema Club is showing multiple movies this weekend. Some of them include Love and Basketball, Legally Blonde, and The Notebook. You can get personal headphones while taking in the city views. Food, candy, and drinks will be available to buy. Make sure you bring plenty of blankets so that you can keep warm. And the Hollyhock House is hosting its first exhibition since reopening in August last year after an extensive renovation. It's titled Entanglements and will feature new paintings and ceramics by LA-based couple Louise Bonnet and Adam Silverman. This will be their first time formally collaborating together. The exhibition will run until May 27th.
It is LA Art Week. Freeze features back-to-back fairs, exhibitions, performances, and pop-ups. This year, 5 fairs take place at the same time. If that's not enough art for you, well, other institutions have timed their openings and public programs to coincide with them. And you can find more information about all of these events by going to kcalnews.com, clicking on Seen on TV. So we've been talking about all morning long. In celebration of National Random Act of Kindness Day, we asked you to share some of your stories of kindness.
Yeah, so we want to share some of those answers now. Ben says that his brother donated his kidney to him 10 years ago. Now that is so sweet.
That one tops the list today.
It does. And if I ever give one of my brothers my kidney, listen. You are going to make me the best sister ever. I want a bulletin board.
The best ever, for sure. Okay, so Sherry said that when she was diagnosed with stage 4 stomach cancer, her friends were by her side the entire time.
Oh, that support is so important.
Beautiful.
And John says that he will sometimes let people go ahead of him in the grocery store. He says it's no big deal, but sometimes a small act of kindness like that is all someone needs to turn their day around. That is so true, John. Good move.
Yes, that's what we talked about, small things, right? Thank you so much for sharing all of your answers with us this morning. Our next question of the day is next Saturday on our sister station, Channel 2 at 6 a.m. All right, time to get one last check of our weekend forecast with meteorologist Alyssa Carlson, who we say is one of the kindest people we know.
Oh my goodness, thank you. That is so sweet. Well, I have a nice forecast for everyone here at home, and temperatures around 68 degrees for Saturday, 71 on Sunday, 72 on Monday, and then the rain rolling in here for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So looking nice as we head into this weekend. Even though we will see a few more clouds today, I think you're still going to like it. Plenty of sunshine on the way then as we make our way into Sunday and Monday. Temperatures here into the IE, into the 60s. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Alyssa, and thank you so much for watching Kcal News this Saturday morning.
We are always streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. Our next newscast is Kcal News at 5 on CBS.
Be kind and have a great day.